The impossible river. In the heart of the African continent, there's a river that breaks the rules of geography, of gravity, and even our maps. A river that flows north, through the Sahara Desert, for over 6,600 kilometers. For centuries, people have asked, how can this river flow up? And here's the truth, it doesn't. This is the story of the Nile. The river that fooled the world. Why people think it's wrong. Let's start with the map in your head, because that's where the confusion begins. Most maps put north on top. South? At the bottom. So when you hear the Nile flows from south to north, it feels like it's flowing upward, like it's climbing the map, defying gravity. But here's the twist, maps don't define reality. Gravity does. The real story of flow. The Nile begins its journey here, in East Africa, in Lake Victoria, over 1,100 meters above sea level. And it ends here, in Egypt's Mediterranean coast, at exactly 0 meters. That's not defying gravity. That's obeying it. The Nile flows north on a compass, but it flows downhill in reality. A river that shouldn't survive. But direction isn't the Nile's only mystery. The real miracle? It survives the Sahara. The Nile cuts through the hottest desert on Earth. No rain. No major side rivers. No backup. Most rivers would disappear. The Nile doesn't. Why? Because it begins far to the south, in tropical regions where rainfall is heavy, and mountains feed its early flow. It is, quite literally, a pipeline of life, delivering water across some of the driest land on Earth. Where does it begin? The ancient Egyptians worshipped the Nile, but they never knew where it started. Even the Greeks and Romans tried to find its source, and failed. Okay, here's where things get crazy. The Nile isn't just one river, it's two. The White Nile starts deep in the rainforests of East Africa, from Lake Victoria, while the Blue Nile explodes out of the mountains of Ethiopia. And then, they collide in Sudan's capital, Khartoum, to form the legendary river we all know. But get this, the Nile doesn't stay in one country, it travels through 11 of them. That's right. From Rwanda and Uganda all the way to Egypt. It's not just a river, it's a cross-continent superhighway of water. It wasn't until the 19th century that the world would begin to solve the mystery. British explorers Richard Burton and John Speke trekked through danger, disease, and endless terrain. Until Speke reached Lake Victoria in 1858 and declared, "This is where the Nile begins." The world didn't believe him. Not yet. Satellites reveal the truth. It took more than explorers to finally solve the puzzle. It took science. With modern satellites, we confirmed it. The Nile flows from the highlands of East Africa, across the Sudan, through Egypt, and into the sea. From 1,135 meters above sea level to 0. Every single meter of its journey is downhill. So why do people still get it wrong? Because maps have shaped our minds. We grew up believing north is up and south is down. So when we see a river flowing north, it feels like it's breaking the rules. But Earth has no true up. Just direction and elevation. Once you see that, the Nile's mystery disappears. But its wonder? That remains. The Nile is not a river that flows up, it's a river that flows through history, through desert, through civilizations, and through misconception. It's not breaking the rules of gravity. It's revealing how much we still have to learn. Sometimes, the world isn't what we thought it was. It's more beautiful than that. So yeah, the Nile isn't flowing up, we were just reading the map wrong. Gravity didn't change, your perspective did. If that flipped your thinking, hit the like button. And if that just broke your brain's compass, hit subscribe and wait till you see what we uncover next.